I have a lot of interests. The effects of native bees on their environment, the etymology of words like discombobulate or flabbergast, the history of Artemisia Gentileschi's painting Judith beheading Holofernes. Not to mention I'm writing a historical sci-fi novel in verse. Colleges expect me to boil down all that stuff into one basic major, like art history or creative writing. Or maybe you can do a double major or add a minor. But even with one of those combinations, I'm still leaving out some of my interests. What about those flabbergasted native bees? What I really want to do is dive into the spot where all my diverse special interests connect, so I can study the stuff I really care about, like how literature and art influence the creation of new words to describe environmental shifts over centuries. I'd call it cultural linguistics of bees. Lucky for me, at some schools I can do just that. Hi, I'm Erica Brzozowski. This is Study Hall, and here are 5 things to know about charting your own path and making your own college major. Making your own college major means you won't have a predetermined set of courses and requirements for your major, like you would if you chose to study something more traditional, like art or zoology. Instead, you'll work with one or more academic advisors to combine facets of other fields of study. You'll create your own personalized curriculum that reflects all your different interests. Like by selecting classes from multiple departments, I could build a major in linguistic and environmental art history. Or you might come up with something like theater for social change or economics of the luxury industry. Or maybe you have a really specific career path in mind, like being a pediatric music therapist for an international organization like Music Therapy Without Borders. You're worried that your school's existing programs won't offer enough opportunities for you to build your skills working with diverse populations and different cultural backgrounds. So you create a cross-cultural music therapy program that includes courses in music therapy, communication, and anthropology, and really focuses on things like developmental psychology, cross-cultural communication, and world music, so your education is tailored to your specific career goals. These make-your-own major options open up a whole new way of doing college, and of making your college experience exactly what you want it to be. Speaking of, we want to remind you about all the study hall courses that can jumpstart or restart your college and career journey right here on YouTube. Here's how it works. Watch any of the course videos on the Study Hall channel for free, then sign up for an online college course led by ASU faculty for just $25 and apply what you've learned. If at the end of the course you're happy with your grade, pay a fee that's about 1/3 of the cost of a college course to get 3 transferable college credits on your transcript. Whether you're building new skills, trying to earn college credit, or just proving to yourself that you can do it, Study Hall can help you reach your goals without the financial risk. Check out the link in the description or go to gostudyhall.com to learn more. Now back to making your own major. While lots of schools will let you have a minor or a double major, not all of them will let you actually build your own program. And even the ones that do don't all do it in the same way. So if this kind of thing is interesting to you, you'll want to do your own research. Like at some schools, making your own major is kind of the whole thing. At Hampshire College in Massachusetts, there are no majors or departments or grades or even the usual freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class divisions. Instead, all students collaborate with faculty to design their own interdisciplinary curriculum that ends with a year-long independent project. And Brown University advertises its open curriculum, where all students are the architects of their own education. Students start by trying out a bunch of different subjects and then choose an academic concentration where they'll focus their efforts. Then there's the Gallatin School of Individualized Studies within NYU. There, students have a ton of freedom to create their own unique concentration made up of a set of core courses from Gallatin and other courses across NYU's academic offerings. But you're not limited to one of these universities where making your own major is part of the whole philosophy of education. Plenty of universities from the University of Washington, the University of Florida have specific programs and departments that allow students to create their own course of study. These programs go by lots of different names, like individualized study, interdisciplinary studies, or liberal studies, and they come with a variety of different requirements. In some cases, you're pretty free to take as many different courses from as many different departments as you like. In others, there's more structure, and you'll be required to combine courses from 2 or 3 disciplines and fill specific requirements for the individual studies program. Regardless of exactly how the program works, all of these schools and programs advertise a lot of flexibility and independence. The idea is that you can specialize in exactly what you're interested in and take courses, complete research, or work on projects and experiences that fit your individual interests and goals. In other words, I can finally get credit for spending my time writing a sci-fi novel about an art dealer living in a tragic future after all the bee colonies have collapsed. So a create your own major program would be a great fit for me and all my special interests. It's also a great option for anyone else who has both diverse interests and a clear idea about why and how they want to study them. It's not necessarily the solution to just not knowing what you want to major in, because to actually study that oddly specific thing, you'll need to be pretty organized and self-motivated. This route requires a lot of planning. You'll likely have to have your entire course of study laid out by the time you finish freshman year, and you have to stay on top of those requirements as you move through your college career. On top of that, you have to be independent enough to be comfortable striking out on your own. While you'll likely have some community with other students taking the make your own major path, at the end of the day, the academic road you walk is yours alone. And if you find yourself struggling through a really boring, really hard linguistics course, well, that's on you. But if a lonely road populated only by discombobulated bees sounds like exactly the sort of college path you're looking for, here's how it works. Generally, you'll have to create a formal proposal for your course of study first. This proposal will include a clear explanation of what you're planning to study, why it's interesting and important to you, and why you need to approach it in an independent, interdisciplinary way. In other words, why a basic double major won't cut it. So I probably wouldn't just say I want to study bees and paintings. If that were the case, I probably should just major in ecology and art history. Instead, I'll lay out my plan to study how literature and art influence the creation of new words to describe environmental shifts over centuries. You know, anthologies of art and Anthophila. Once that's taken care of, it's time to start crafting a personalized course of study. First, like with any old basic major, you want to make sure you're satisfying any gen ed requirements your school might have. You aren't necessarily immune from freshman writing seminars just because you're picking your own academic path. But then, you can peruse your school's course catalog, exploring different departments' offerings and flagging courses that are relevant to your focus, whether that's entomology or etymology or Italian Baroque painting-ology. You should make sure you're picking a combo of intro and more advanced level courses, and you'll probably be required to make sure your course of study isn't too similar to an existing major. But don't worry, you won't be all alone in this. You'll have your Bs and your faculty advisors. While pretty much all college majors require you to meet with a faculty advisor once every semester or so, these advisors are especially near and dear to the heart of any student in a make-your-own major program. Depending on the program, your faculty advisors might specialize in guiding students in independent studies. Or they might be faculty in a more traditional department who focuses on an area crucial to your course of study, like say, biology or creative writing. And starting in freshman year, you'll meet with them regularly. They'll help you design your course of study, organize pivots if you have to, check in on your progress, and support you if you struggle. They'll also help make sure you don't get stuck with any missed requirements the second semester of your senior year. Which is important, because by that point, you'll most likely be busy creating some sort of capstone or thesis project to synthesize and present everything you learned. This might be a paper or a presentation or some other kind of project. And you may have to present this final project to a panel of faculty, much like you would a master's or PhD thesis. This is your opportunity to synthesize all those diverse classes you took and create something that truly encapsulates your interdisciplinary interests and success. Plus, it'll give you good practice in explaining your program and defending why it was worthwhile to spend your college career studying it. A skill that will likely come in handy when you're trying to get hired or accepted to grad school after graduation. Because chances are not everyone is going to understand your super specific individualized degree. And a lot of people worry that a degree in a non-traditional subject might hurt your chances with employers. But worry not, that's just a myth told by jealous people who lack the imagination, dedication, and flexible interdisciplinary thinking to try it out themselves. You'll still be walking out of your program with a bachelor's degree officially declaring your mastery of AP and art history, or more likely something along the lines of individual studies. In fact, your super specific degree might even help you land that job by setting you apart from the crowd and showcasing your individuality, motivation, and dedication. This is especially true if you're applying for a job in precisely what you studied. Nobody's gonna be a better fit for a job in literary zoology than someone who studied literary zoology. Grad school can be another great step for students who design their own course of study in undergrad. You might even have a leg up compared to other students from more traditional majors, since you've already got experience diving into a specific subject, designing your own curriculum, and synthesizing your studies in project paper presentation format. So basically, as long as you're prepared to defend your degree and how it relates to the jobs and grad programs you're applying for, your after graduation options are as limitless as potential areas of study. In fact, schools like Hampshire, Brown, and NYU Gallatin all report high levels of student success. In 2023, 93% of students who graduated from NYU Gallatin were either employed or in grad school within 6 months of graduating. And a quarter of Hampshire graduates go on to start their own business or nonprofit. So you can rest assured that pursuing your specialized interests can also help you pursue your future. Let's face it, the world is filled with interesting things to be curious about. I'm sure you agree, or else you probably wouldn't be spending your time browsing an educational YouTube channel like Study Hall. Plus, the world needs people who know how to think and learn across disciplines to solve problems in brand new ways. With a Make Your Own Major program, you can study things in a way nobody studied them before. And you can make college work for you as you carve out your place in the world as its only expert in etymological entomology. Or, whatever your thing is. If you're currently in or thinking about going to college, check out our channel where you'll find more tips about navigating college applications and choosing a major. To find out how to earn college credit with Study Hall, go to gostudyhall.com or click on the link in the description. If you want to help us out, give this video a like, tell us your dream major in the comments, and smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you next time.